Sewer surface.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Watching Paint Dry here on Another Letdown. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the This Is Difficult video game podcast. I will be your host this evening. Flying solo today, I guess. Adam is visiting people in Los Angeles and Broody is missing in action. I don't know what's going on. I've been pinging him for the last 15 minutes and no response. So, okay, great. We soldier on alone. This is the show where I, and usually my friends, sit and work through some of the ridiculous backlog of miniatures that I've accumulated over the years and have to paint. It's long after I really ought to have gone to bed, but here we are. Tonight on the docket, I've got Cyclops. I started him last week from the X-Men. There he is. And then I've got another special surprise that's hanging out in the back corner. If you look really closely, maybe you'll be able to figure out who it is, but I doubt it. As with all the shows that we host on the Another Letdown Media channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, with that, I guess I will cut over here and paint some stuff. You'll notice I've got my bag of goodies here. The bag of bits, bag of pieces. Because Cyclops comes in two different head variants. The old school blue hood costume thing, and the one that I've got attached to him right now, which is just like his hair and stuff from the cartoon. So I guess we're working in this zone-ish today. Okay, cool. So I'm going to attach the other head and just kind of get caught up. What I've done so far with this head is I've done the yellow and I've done the red, but the red also has a spot of UV paint in it, so I'll get that out as well. For the second helmet, I apologize if I'm not very talkative tonight, or as hyperverbal as I usually am. I've been holding my daughter all day, or entertaining her in one way or the other, which is a lot of work, and I'm quite exhausted. But here we are anyway. God's forbid I miss an opportunity to stream. Sure. All right. Need yellow and red and fluorescent red. What's this? Oh, the quick stop sign. Things are falling over on my desk already. Good start. Good start. Can't open the box of paint. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. The only paints I keep out of their, I guess, original. There we go. Fluorescent red. Shout out Green Stuff World for their fluorescent paint and their color shift paint. I love both of these quite a lot. There it is. Can most of it chrome it out because it's green. But there you are. All right. Brush. Usually help. Yeah, this one will work. Oh, my shoulders hurt from carrying the baby around. What the hell? Why is it not working? Uh-oh. This could be bad. Uh-oh. My yellow's caked and gone off. Oh, this could be a good start. Yeah, it's just gel. That's not good. Row. Alright, let's see if that did it. Maybe? Some clumpage, that's not good. So I don't foresee myself ever using this helmet, but I magnetized it, so I might as well paint it. Seems like a fool's errand, maybe, but here we are. Fortunately, his hands are also yellow, so there's no worry about sloppage, or minimal worry about sloppage. His nose, on the other hand, not yellow. Magnet holding strong here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles music to kick things off tonight. Not disappointed by that. Reminds me of how much I enjoyed Shredder's Revenge. The game was great. Alright. Decent. Not perfect, but we'll go with it. What is going on with this paint can? Oh dear. Continuing to make a mess. Oh, jeepers. Well. This is the problem I have with Citadel paint bots. They absolutely suck. Everything just gets caked in them. It's not better. Well, deal with it later. I think this red is buggered too. Maybe I'm wrong. Thanks, RPD. Point being, I don't know where Broody is or what he's painting tonight. If he's painting anything at all. Oh dear. Yeah, this red's had it. Great. All the paints I need are just off. But in the interest of keeping things interesting, I do have a mystery character off to the side that if you were paying attention the other night, I did mention, but... Imagine paying attention, I know, right? Who pays attention? Seems overrated. Whoa, way too much. But fine. It is what it is, I suppose. I need my super detail brush, which is not really that super detail. Alright, that doesn't look like I did much, but I added a little fluorescent line. I do need to actually double check that make sure that worked. I'll be right back. It did. It worked. Yay. Okay. Oh! Well, this is a fine start. Throw the wet palette in my lap. I'm starting to wonder if I ought to just cut my losses tonight. Play God of War instead. But no. On we go. No, it's not Nightward's blue. It is Crag blue. As for me, Santa's still not finished. Turns out coming up with good ability names are difficult. Yeah, that's fair.
Neon Knight Rider.
What did he just say? Kit from Knight Rider? Am I the only one who finds it weird that the Gadgeteer archetype demands an intellectual power but doesn't demand attack one? Yeah, that does seem a little... Well... Yeah, that seems a little weird. But I guess gadgets can be made out of things that aren't tech, right? Think about MacGyver. Maybe I'm off base.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.
Starbait? But it definitely feels like a remnant from earlier test renditions where there were... maybe. Maybe. Alright. I think that's both of those done. I'm just looking for any areas that I might have slopped some yellow, and there are a few. "1959 Santa Claus." Can't say I'm familiar with that one. I had my students do an interesting project yesterday, RPD, with Santa Claus, involving Santa Claus. They, working under the assumption that Santa Claus had died, and in his infinite whatever, a certain, let's just say billionaire bird watcher decided to rebuild Santa Claus as a robot. And what would it look like? They did not disappoint. I had another class do Robo Krampus. That was interesting too. Santa remains dead, and we may have killed him. The hell? What's all over my pants now? Well, my pants are about to glow in the dark. I seem to have spilled some paint on them. Oh no, it's stuck in my finger. How that happened? This is the weirdest night. Rene Cardona Jr. or Senior, who was a Mexican in the 50s, didn't really know the Santa mythology, and he took bits. Oh, I found a Broody. Oh, Broody's on his way! Yay! All right, cool. Filled in the blank. Nice. I respect that. Initiative, RPD. Not enough people have initiative anymore. In the words of Randall Graves from Clerks, he had sack. Incidentally, Clerks 3, not terrible. It's not good either, but it's not terrible. Hey, Remote Error's here. What's up? Must be not as dexterous. RPD Sentinels are purple with silver accents? No, purple with blue accents, right? What do I have for color shift? Ooh. Ooh. There's a part of me that wants to use color shift paint on this. Just coasting the end of the night. Yeah, right on. Right on, right on. Purple and blue. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. There's a part of me that really wants to use color shift paint for that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to base coat it. No, you know what? I'll move on. I'll move on to something that's not going to stress me out. Let's do his flesh color first. What the hell? Oh, I must not have opened this pot of paint. Oh, that's annoying. Because I want to find a way to do like a metallic-y purple and blue for the Sentinels. Ooh. Yeah, that's miserable. Sorry to hear that, man. Ooh, excuse me. There's one head worth of the flesh color. Maybe. Load in the other one briefly. I may actually need a smaller brush for this. It's just a tiny area. Maybe we got it. Flesh. Remote error, are you a zombie? I mean, after a week worth of fever, I wouldn't be surprised if you said yes to that. start there and see where that takes us. We'll do the brown for his hair. That is our old pal Mornfang Brown. Nothing special there. So I'm a little bummed today. My beloved England soccer team was knocked out of the World Cup. So now I actually don't care about it at all anymore. Although I did jokingly tell my wife to get, as something to wear, I was like, "Oh, my wife, you should get me, Katie, you should get me an England soccer kit." And she looked at the price and she was like, "No." Yeah, I can't bring myself to keep up with it this year just based on all the stuff that has gone down surrounding it. As I say at the top of every single show, we here at Another Letdown Media believe in civil rights for everybody, and the amount of just weird violations that FIFA is condoning, I'm like, this is appalling. I can't wrap my head around it. Oh, jeepers. What have I done? I think I need to reprint this headphone hook. I'm just like swatting at everything today. Oh yeah, it's broke. Dang. I glued it like 4 times. I think I just need to reprint it. But for now, alien glue bottle. Oh, there's actually a chunk out of it. That's crazy. Alright, fine. Anyway, back to things you can see. That is not in a good place. Oh, Brody's here. Hello, Brody Gambit. Join call. There we go. What's up, dude? It'll be a minute before we can get his mic adjusted, but he's here.
Hello?
Hey, there he is. Nice of you to join us.
And falling asleep on the couch.
That happened. That very nearly happened to me tonight. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've been holding the baby all day, or entertaining her at one rate or another, and my back is fried. But I was like, you know what? Cyclops has been sitting here for a week and needs to be finished. So I'm going live.
Mm-hmm.
We were getting so RPD mentions that we were getting so desperate for topics to talk about. We started talking about sports ball. But it is World Cup, so something that I'm actually usually quite passionate about. This year, not so much.
I was very excited to try out this new wet pellet that I got.
Yeah! I love mine. Big shout out to community member Westy, Jacqueline, for hooking Broody up with that. Westy, the other half of Captain Kirk's Giftination. And by that I mean she's the one who challenges him to, hype trains and stuff. I follow Liverpool Football Club very closely, Remote Air, but, I don't know. I just never. I don't know. I guess that's the long and short of it, really. I follow Liverpool, and a bunch of our players are, playing on the world stage right now. So, might as well enjoy that too, I guess. I don't know. Ooh. So, Mike, tonight I've already managed to drop my headphone hook, my wet palette, and a pot of paint on the floor.
Okay, sounds like you're on the struggle bus today.
I am definitely on the struggle bus, but no serious messes. The pot of paint was closed, fortunately.
Good one.
Headphone hook is going to need to be reprinted. It was on its last legs anyway. So I'm struggling here, though. I'm trying to figure out what color to paint, how to do this bit of Sentinel that Cyclops is standing on.
Mm-hmm.
RPD reminded me that the color scheme for Sentinels is blue and purple, or purple and blue.
Yep.
Do I do it like I did Iron Man and just go with a full lead belcher undercoat and then do layer paints, or do I try and bust out the color shift paints? Understanding that the closest I have is this Darth Blue, which happens to be right on the end. Oh, I guess that's a purple. That's a pretty gosh darn purple. All right. Let's see what else I have in this box. Yeah, I don't have the blue that I want for it. So maybe, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Black undercoat. Use the color shift for the purple. And then do lead belcher and a blue, a thin down blue for the blue parts. I think that's reasonable.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
All right. We're going to go for it. Where is my Abaddon Black? Uh-oh. This isn't shaking. That's concerning. Oh, nope, we're good. We're fine. Everything is fine. Oh, nose finally stopping running. I sneeze once and runs for like an hour.
Aha.
Hey?
No, I was trying to get Twitch up so I can actually see your part of the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, finally
Yeah, a little inside baseball, folks. I can see Broody, but he can't see me in the video call because my camera is being used by my streaming software. So I filled out the I'll be Or I plan on going to Gen Con thing I got in the email this morning.
Oh, cool.
Yep, from Greater Than Games. I'm excited to be going back.
Next year?
Yeah. I will be, as far away from people as I possibly can be, because it's interesting because like I've always stood back from people, and it has nothing to do with airborne pathogens. It's everything to do with the fact that I see things better when they're further away from me. Marginally. So so it's, the whole social distancing thing never actually bothered me that much. It's like, oh, great, I can actually see people who are talking to me now. And it mostly pertains to my students. They love to stand way too close to you. So needless to say, yeah, I'm very excited to be headed back to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Are you going this year?
I would like to. I am not sure if it's in the cards.
Sure. I do miss PAX Unplugged. Like my parents got us a digital photo frame for probably our anniversary or something like that, and we loaded it up with pictures, or are continually loading it up with pictures, and I put the ice cream party photo in, which remains to date one of my favorite pictures of all of us. That was the origin of Go to Bed Birdie, if I recall correctly, that weekend.
Yes, it was.
And little did we know. The depths and breadths of that one. Even my students call it. Did I tell you what happened to the robotics competition?
No, you didn't.
So my students did well. The robot did very badly. My students did quite excellent. But the MC, in effort to stall for time, was making really bad jokes. And my students, without missing a beat, started telling him to go to bed. I was like, "Oh, I have taught you so well." And by the end of it, the entire crowd was telling him to go to bed.
Good job.
I was like, yes, this is how this gets perpetuated. I mean, naturally, RPD, you never go to Indianapolis. I mean, one day, right? Like, it'd be so cool if one day you could be there. I mean, hell, it'd be cool if one day Josh and Paul and I were all in the same place. But who knows if that'll ever happen. Paul and I have talked about me visiting Kansas City at some point. Visit him and Adam. But not for a while, I think. Too much responsibility at home. And with my sister and her family moving to Schmalley's neck of the woods, got other places I need to go first. Alright, yellow's still giving me problems here. I have a hard time imagining me not playing dumb with that, and seeing how long I can act like you know me, without giving my identity away. I mean, I know what you look like, RPD. You revealed that to us last year. And I'll be honest with you, it is not at all what I expected. Like, I don't really know what I was expecting, but I don't know. Okay, gray. Where's my... Yep, Mechanicus Standard Gray. So you got Riddler over there, it looks like?
Yep, working on Riddler.
Nice. Inspired by Adam?
Hmm?
Inspired by Adam somewhat?
No, he was just like down the list of like the OG stuff.
Oh, right, you're doing the Augs. The Augs crew. Yeah, you're right. I titled the stream, question. And, turns out question is the Riddler.
That's a nice little
Easter egg. Yeah. Happy accidents. Alright. Fixed that problem. There wasn't a question, it was a clue all along. Exactly. That's a big one, okay. Cool. Get off of my brush. This is an early, like, official AMG mini, so the basing is unfortunately quite simple. I can't really think of anything special to do with Cyclops. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm just gonna go simple base on. Oh man, I really don't want to though. What can I do with Cyclops? What? Who's got a suggestion? Someone give me a suggestion. What do I do with Cyclops for basing?
It's a shame you don't have the new Sentinels.
Yeah.
Because like the AMG Sentinels, like the Sentinel Prime, you can have like the damaged version or the intact version.
Yeah.
And if you don't use the like if you build the normal version, you can use the damaged version for like base pieces and stuff.
Well, he's got a little bit of a Sentinel on his base that he's standing on.
Yeah.
But like the rest of the base is just like whatever. Boring AMG stuff. I'm looking like around my tray here and stuff, and I'm coming up blank. A bunch of like Shield and Hydra stuff, but nothing X-Men. All right, well, boring it is. I guess I can do some scorch marks in the ground. That'll work. This must be a Metro Prime soundtrack because I don't recognize it. Yeah, it is.
So I played Scarlet Keys, not Scarlet Keys, Fortune and Glory today.
Yeah. So it's not available through retail yet.
Yeah.
So I emailed my old boss and I was like, hey, I mentioned this last time I was in. You should get it. And yeah, it does look like it fits right in with Scarlet Keys. So that's awesome. What's the point? Did you happen to see what the buy-in is for the XP buy-in to do it as a side quest?
I think it's 3 per investigator.
Oh, steep one then. High stakes. Hopefully there's a decent reward out of it.
We only got 3 experience out of it.
Ooh, that's no bueno.
But there, like you could get more out of it.
Sure. And if I know Alex, he'll... Well, no, if I know Sammy, he'll ball hard and try and get it. I'm really tempted to do like a skids deck for Scarlet Keys.
Mm-hmm.
Just go and like encourage everybody to go like illicit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the neat thing. We had one person who was playing Tommy Muldoon, but then the other I was playing Dexter Drake.
Yep.
And then there was Monterey Jack and Kamani.
Nice.
So it was like 3 rogues and a cop doing a heist.
That makes no sense, and I love it. And this was just like a organized play thing?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I got some like promo stuff and everything.
What were the promos? Just alt art stuff, or
alt art stuff for some stuff from Edge of the Earth.
Nice. Alex is usually on top of that kind of thing. Alex has become our de facto bootlegger for promo cards.
Yeah.
Encourage everyone to go illicit. Hey, that's my job. What can I say, RPD? You're rubbing off on me. So I am suffering from severe Taskmaster withdrawals.
Uh-huh.
I've gone as far as to go back and start looking for various appearances of various Taskmaster competitors on other shows. Because the interesting thing about the way Taskmaster works... Have I ever explained how that show works?
No.
Okay, so it's 5 comedians. They go in. They go into this house, isolated from each other, and they are set different tasks that take usually about half an hour to perform. Things like throw this potato into the hole in the putting green. You may not touch the putting green. Fastest time wins. Your time starts now. Or tie yourself up. After 10 minutes, the Taskmaster's assistant will untie you. Whoever lasts the longest, still tied up, is the winner. Stupid things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what it's very good at doing is, like, these are comedians. They're professional, funny people. So in their, their gut reaction is to try and be funny. But if they want to win, they have to actually balance being funny and being serious, and do reasonably well at the tasks. And it's funny to watch people both succeed wildly and fail miserably. Like, it's kind of cool that way. There's a reason it's on its upcoming 15th season. And So it exposes like the humanity, the real person behind some of the characters that these stand-up comedians play on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it really cool and interesting. As long as I don't get withdrawal hard enough to play Taskmaster in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Good point, RPD. Good point. All right.
Bless you.
I also continued watching Andor this week.
Yeah?
2 episodes for 2 episodes I've fallen asleep in the middle of.
Really?
Yep. And it's not that it's uninteresting. I'm really enjoying it. I just can't seem to stay awake this week. Ooh. Whack my microphone. Oh, this is cool. This color shift paint is something else.
Mm-hmm. Which brand is it?
Sorry?
What brand is it?
Green Stuff World.
Okay.
I keep meaning to make another order with them, but then I run out of money before I can do it. That is so weird.
So, the neat thing about the Fortune and Folly,
Yeah.
going back to that, it's like you play through 2 scenarios
Yep.
with a break in the middle.
Okay.
So the first part is you're casing the casino,
Yep.
and the second part is you're actually doing the heist.
Okay.
And depending on what you accomplish during the first part, it actually changes how the second part goes and like what's available for you.
Interesting. Okay, I'm really into that. I mean, they had me at heist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is no secret that Ocean's 11 is my favorite movie. Like,
And,
go ahead.
mm-hmm. No, I was going to say, and that's pretty much what you're doing in this.
Yeah. That is just unfathomably cool to me. All right, so I think my method is going to work exactly perfectly. This Darth Blue worked amazingly for the blue parts of the Sentinel egg, and I will use just a Xeris purple over Lead Belcher for the purple bits, which means I'm going to find Lead Belcher. There it is. Speaking of moving backwards, I'm gonna do a repost of the premise of the 19. I didn't miss it. I thought I got that. Or did I miss that one? Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just stupid. It's entirely plausible, and frankly quite likely. I've been having a stupid couple of days. So Santa has to do. Oh, I did miss those. Has to battle the minions of the devil over children's souls and uses a James Bond-esque array of gadgets. Nice. Provided to him by Merlin? As in King Arthur's wizard Merlin? That is a bit silly, and I love it. here to dawdle around and act as Santa's Q. That's awesome.
So my Dexter Drake deck worked like a charm.
Go to bed, but carry on.
I didn't even mean that as a joke. So is the same one that I brought to a blob event
Uh-huh.
where out of the 75 global clues for the blob, I got like 60 of them myself.
What?
Yeah. It was insane.
That is nuts.
So during I was gathering clues, and that was what I was designed to do.
Guess so.
During the heist, there are like two sections of the casino.
Yep.
The first one is like the public one.
Yeah.
And the second one is like the restricted areas and stuff.
Sure.
So like the vault's in the restricted area, and that's where we needed to go. In order to get into the restricted area, we needed to spend like 16 clues, which as a group we managed to get. But then I went into the restricted area, and everyone else got boggled down by like a bunch of the other enemies and stuff.
Okay.
And trying to keep things clear. And so I was in the restricted area by myself, and to get in the vault, I needed to spend another 16 clues.
Oops.
So I end up just going ham on like just swapping out using his ability to swap out spells and stuff to reload my charges and everything, and managed to like get the 16 clues by myself.
That's awesome.
In like a turn or two, while everyone else was just distracting all of the enemies and stuff in the like main area.
Now, is it supernatural enemies or humanoid enemies?
There are a few supernatural, but mostly humanoid enemies.
Okay, good to know. All right. Mud Belcher's down. Santa's HQ is a sky castle in the 5th dimension, where he also employs an army of kids, by which I mean 5 or 6 kids repeated over, who are dressed like national stars. Oh dear. So my desk is suddenly light 1 Game Boy.
Yeah.
I shipped out my nieces today. The one I refurbed.
Mm-hmm.
I got the finally. Well, it's in a box. I haven't shipped it out yet. I was waiting for quite some time for handheld my supplier to deliver replacement stickers for the back of it. So like the help hotline sticker that comes on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And this
Back in the days before guidebooks and stuff like that, when you could like call the tip line.
Yep. Although I think this is more of a maintenance tip line.
Yeah.
But yeah, same idea. All right. How do I want to do this? Okay, let's start with the flesh shade. That makes the most sense. If we can get it to stick in there.
So you said Friday you had a little bit of car trouble?
Well, my wife did. This is a funny story. So we were going to get our Christmas tree last Sunday, and we got a beautiful, beautiful tree. And as I'm going over the mountain on our way to the tree farm, I was like, Katie, it feels like your car isn't moving. And she goes, well, it's pretty windy out. It's probably just that. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that seems plausible. That makes some amount of sense. I'll run with it. So we got it home, and as we were driving back over the mountain with the tree, the low oil light came on. So I was like, all right, well, that's fine. I could just, schedule an appointment for it. We got to get the snow tires on it anyway. Schedule an appointment, and I will put some oil in it tomorrow. Well, I bought one of those big 5-quart jugs of oil without realizing that when you add oil, you should add like 1 or 2 quarts.
Yes.
So so Katie turned it on the next day and smoke everywhere. And I was like, so you see, I messed up. So now we got to call AAA and have them tow it to the Subaru place. But because I can't get, our driveway undulates in such a way that I can't quite get under there to reach the spill valve. Even if I jack up the car, I just can't quite reach it. It's a giant pain, but there you are. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do a thing. That's the thing I learned this week. And since we have it, learning and growing. By the way, I'm up to 4 different learning and growing gifts in my collection now.
That's an impressive collection.
It is. I wish I could randomize it on Twitch, so when I press the button, it does one of the 4 randomly. But unfortunately, I haven't figured that out yet. That's a call-in question for another day. A growing collection of gifts for learning situations. I am a teacher, RPD. It does make some amount of sense that I have learning gifts. So normally I would do Null Oil over the hair, but I'm trying out Agrex Earthshade just to be different. I think I like what I see. I could probably do to zoom in here. Not move the camera. There we go. All right. Now the question is, the question is, Null Oil or Drakenhof Nightshade over the blue?
Drakenhof.
Yeah? Alright. Let's do that thing then. Yeah, I think with this dark blue it makes sense. With some of the other blues that we see, it doesn't. Like the bright blues that I used on like Beast, for example. Null Oil ends up working a lot better, but oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Drakenhof is the right call for this particular shade of blue. I'm actually pretty heavy with it too, which is nice. Oh, for Citadel paint pots. They're worse.
Causing some problems?
No, it just closes randomly on itself.
Yeah.
think I'm going to be making an audible over into either Army Painter or Vallejo pretty soon, depending on what's available nearby.
They're both good.
Yep. I've used some of each in the past for various things. The difference to me, the big selling point for Army Painter is it's got you can get the Disaster Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Vallejo doesn't have something like that. But in general, I tend to like the Vallejo paint slightly better than Army Painter, so it's kind of a toss-up in that regard. So I guess what it comes down to is if somebody buys me the Disaster Collection of Army Painter paints, I will go Army Painter. If not, it's a fair bet that I'll probably end up going Vallejo so I can just continue buying things one at a time. Piecemeal, as it were. Man, that looks good. Let that dry for a second before I swap it out. Meantime, I will bust out that Flesh Shade again. Or the Agrex Earth Shade, rather. Such that... Oh, this is not the right brush for this. I have a wash brush for this. Go. Really should. That didn't work at all, but fine. Get out of there. Jerk paintbrush.
So you magnetized his head, right?
I did. And I'm kind of regretting that because I'm never going to change it. Let's be honest.
You don't like the hair one?
No, I do like the hair.
Oh, you're not going to use the fully enclosed one there?
I don't think so. Like, it's cool and kind of iconic to Cyclops in many ways. But the hair is just, I mean, it's the cartoon, you know? It's what he had in the cartoon, so it's what I know him as having.
I don't know why AMG gives you any options outside of the Jim Lee designs from the 90s.
Right? I mean, so, okay. We've talked about this before. My comic book sensibilities tend to be distressingly 90s Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Like, I'll zoom out for a second. Like, that is the comic physically closest to my hand is Deathmate Black, which is one of the most Jim Lee comics that he ever did. And beyond that, I think the comics, anything else is 80s Turtles or, Kevin Smith Daredevil. So that's got to be 98. Yeah. So also 90s. And I'm, in that weird headspace where it's like, I would prefer comics just have stopped evolving in the 90s, just stagnate and be that way forever. I recognize that that's not the way the world works, but I also recognize that gets me into trouble. But I'm okay with it.
Why does that get you into trouble?
Oh, people get cranky with me for loving the 90s as much as I do. And the characters that came out of the 90s.
So me and a friend were talking about like how the 90s were awesome.
The 90s were fantastic for comics.
Yeah.
Like some of the best. Oh,
and
I gotta finish it.
I forget who wrote it, but there was like a DC hero, or a DC line, I should say, of just like the most 90s you could possibly make something. And one of them was a guy whose superpower was anything he was holding could shoot bullets.
Yes! Oh my god, who was that? RPD, can you look that up, please? I can't remember who that was. But yes, I do remember that being a thing.
But it's like, did he need a bullet cut off his own finger and then it shoots bullets?
Yep.
Like, pick up a random rock, it shoots bullets.
Yep. Where the heck are all my inks? Oh, here's one. It's flaking orange, though. Where the heck is my yellow ink? Didn't fall on the floor, did it? Hope not. Oh. Never actually bought a big one of these. Cassandora yellow. Now this particular ink trends toward unreliable, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Like Wayne Zielinski and his shrink machine, I'm gonna give it one more try. Now there's a fun movie.
Nope, not using that brush. I need a smaller brush. Voila.
Yeah. There's a certain mindlessness to the Og's Batman minis. Because they are just flat colors.
Yeah.
But they're sculpted in a way that kind of supports that too. So like it's not laziness, it's the correct solution.
Yeah. I still spent an hour doing it, so
Right. Well. Oh yeah. No, it was less than an hour because well, maybe, I don't know. Whatever.
yeah, I hopped in about like 10:39 almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little less than an hour.
No. No. Cyclops' head just drowned.
Let me do the base at least.
Well. All right. I guess the next... Oh, Jesus. Why has it done that?
You alright?
Yeah, it's just I got ink leaking all over the place. Running down his foot onto the Sentinel. Which is fine. It's really not the end of the world. It just makes me irritated.
The wet pellet is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Until you drop a piece into it.
So you drop what?
I just dropped Cyclops' head into it. The one that I wasn't painting. The one that I, actually like. No harm done, though. Yeah. It's all good. Alright. Xeris purple. Open up, you jerk. My God. Oh my God. Stupid paint pot. Fine. Flip the tab open. Yell at myself about it later. It's way down. Yes. I'm going to go darker with this. I don't have a darker purple, though. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? No. Actually, that might do it. Yep, this seems to be working.
That's good.
This went really, really, really watered down purple over the silver. Just the absolute darkest purple I could find. I even darkened it up with a little Abaddon black, just in case. But I do not hate that in any way. Who's next?
I'm working on Joker right now.
Ah, okay. Guess I should have called that one.
Yeah, you use similar colors, and they were right next to each other in the box.
Mm-hmm. I still got to find a suitable Joker STL to print as Johnny Charisma. Okay, I guess it's edge highlighting. What should use is this blue. Oh wait, is it? No, I can go darker. Yeah, I should. Yep, Altair blue, that'll work. That might actually not be dark enough. Maybe, I guess we'll make it work. So I had my 5th and 6th graders going yesterday. I was doing my Fry impression.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, "What? You sound exactly like him." I'm like, well, Billy West was kind enough to, give me some voice acting pointers once. It was pretty cool. They're like, "You met Billy West?" Like, do you even know who that is? Who else have you met? Well, I met Bill Gates once. What?
How'd you meet Bill Gates?
Silly story. We were at a wedding together.
Okay.
My wife and I were at her best friend's wedding, and she happened to be getting married to Bill Gates' nephew. And it was one of those situations where nobody really knew anybody else. So it was quite awkward. And at one point in the night, DJs work really hard to break up that awkward streak by playing songs that people know and can get up and dance to. Now, I'm not much for dancing. I never have been. But I defy anybody not to get up and dance when you hear Africa by Toto.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much exactly what happened. We were dancing to Africa, and we happened to be standing next to Bill and Melinda, and it was just super awkward enough for us to look around at each other and laugh, you know. And that's about it. That's the extent of it. Obviously this was not within the last couple of years, about 5 or 6 years ago, but it sure was an interesting experience. There are a lot of weird seams on this model. But you know, it's interesting that on my radar, on my personal radar, like me meeting Bill Gates doesn't even register compared to the fact that I've met Stan Lee several times. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the difference between meeting someone you're like, oh, that's a cool person, to meeting your actual childhood hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it weren't for Stan Lee, Bob Kane, you know, Bill Finger, Wally Wood, Jack Kirby, you know, Bill Everett, Steve Ditko, you and I would not be sitting here right now, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's true that if not for Bill Gates, we also would not be sitting here, but that said, when we first started the show, I was doing it on a Mac. The guy who screamed up and down how bad malaria is? Maybe. Need a second. Oh, my back was starting to bother me. Which I'm kind of surprised took that long. So did you guys end up playing a little bit after I had to leave yesterday?
No, after since it was your turn, we kind of paused there.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate it.
We just made note of it, and we played a game of Marvel United.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was really frustrating because, like, I walked in, picked her up, rocked her for about 5 minutes, and she went out. I was like, oh, man, I could go back and play, and I'm sure they'd be okay with it. But I also like Rush Hours on Netflix. I might just do that instead. Which was the right call because I absolutely passed. Like I got about 15 minutes into the movie and passed out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's edge highlighting on the blue. This yellow. Which, by the way, how great are those movies?
Movies are amazing. I love them so much.
So freaking good. I heard a whisper that Rush Hour 4 is in the works, and I'm like, maybe don't touch those movies again.
Yeah, I think 3 was a bit of a mistake, but
it was still fun, but like it wasn't like I personally love Rush Hour 2 so much. I don't know that it was as good as Rush Hour 1. I don't know that I want to make that comparison. But Chris Tucker running around yelling at Ricky Tan is like the funniest thing. Although when he's running around screaming Juntao is pretty funny too. Come to think of it, Chris Tucker is a riot.
Yes, he is.
I guess he was pretty tight with like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, after the first Rush Hour where he does like the dance after he blows up the car in the opening scene.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He did it off of he did it off the wrong leg, and Michael Jackson called him out on it, and they became friends after that.
Oh wow.
Like, because he tried to do a Michael Jackson dance and did it wrong.
That's hilarious. Because in the second movie, he did the karaoke bit.
Yeah.
Which may well be my favorite scene in the movie.
Knew you was lying, man.
Lee, they love me here. Although Don Cheadle is great in the second one too.
Yes.
My colleague in the science department and I were talking to the students about movies that they will like you just can't do anymore but are absolutely brilliant. And nobody does slapstick like that anymore.
Yeah.
Like Jackie Chan was intelligent slapstick. The Shanghai movies were so good.
Oh yeah. I love those 2 movies.
Someone gave me a copy of Shanghai Nights for like it was in a Yankee swap. And
A what?
A Yankee swap. It's a Christmas thing. I guess it's a Northeast thing. And I was working at a video store at the time, and so I had seen that it existed, but I was like, oh, it's another stupid Jackie Chan movie. and or rather that Shanghai Noon existed. And I never bothered to watch it until I got that copy of Shanghai Nights. And then I was like, oh my God, this movie's actually really smart and kind of brilliant in a weird way. And to think that the kid from Shanghai Nights is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, that's Quicksilver, dude. And Kick A. Charlie Chaplin. And Ratbone is Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Which is like that's about the time when he got introduced. That was about the time that I started becoming disillusioned with Game of Thrones. I was like, I can't look at this guy on the screen and not see Nelson Ratbone. And it's unfortunate because he's a decent actor.
He's really good in The Wire.
He's extremely good in The Wire. All right. What's next? Oh yeah, face. It's gone bad and wrong. Go. Too far. That's enough. That seems to be going well. Other head. Cool. All right. One more layer of highlights, a little dry brushing, and this guy's done. Let's go to... No, that's too bright. Yeah, Teakless blue. Perfect. Smaller brush. Smaller brush. Isn't there one in between those two? Guess not. That's annoying. Guess this is it. It's not. Alright, whatever. Boop. Oh, the pop gun. Oh, the pop gun.
Oh, yeah.
Are you gonna try and write bang on it?
Oh, yeah.
Good. All your intense years of calligraphy training have come to this. See, RPD, that's where I employ a secret weapon.
Paint pens?
Yep. And actually, if I'm doing like thin lining in black, I find that just Sharpie works really, really well. You have to be a little more patient with it, but it gets the job done, and it's a lot cheaper than paint pens. So I get to start skating this week.
Yeah?
Very exciting. Winter program for one of the schools starts this week. The other one I have to wait till mid-January, but worth it.
There you go.
Nice. All right. Give this bad Larry a little dry brush, and I think we're out of here. It'd help if I could find my brown dry brush paint. Boy, I really need some sort of organization system here. This is getting out of control. There it is. And I'm going to change my mind immediately.
What?
My brown dry brush paint that I just spent, time looking for was not the right color. Jewel brown is not the right color either. All right, time to mix. Oh, Jesus.
Don't like it.
What's that?
Similar thing. Joker's hair is pretty dark green in the animated series.
Yeah, I was actually gonna just gonna say that.
And I got like my darkest green that I had, at least according to the picture, and it was still too light, so I'm going with Wog Flesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wog Flesh makes a lot of sense here. Maybe mix it with a little bit of blue. You have the wet palette. Spilling this.
Much better.
It's still too red. Conversely, I am not having the same level of success. We're going to keep bashing our head against this wall then. Ah, now we're talking. Okay, we're good. God's sake, get out of my way! tiniest dry brush of this. We'll do it. I'll use this one a little.
Ooh, it doesn't show up very well.
Oh my god, the teeth, though. That is exactly what they should look like.
I'm very pleased with this one.
I am too. That came out very well. I'm just putting a couple of finishing touches on here. There we go. Uh-oh, where did that cap go? Oh, brush cap, where are you? Where did it go? I don't know. Alright, well, fine. Alright, last little bit. Dry brush that white. Or, oh, Jesus. Yellow did not come out. Probably fell on the floor. Oh, no, it's right in my lap. Really, RPD? No progress. That's got to be some kind of record for you, man. Oh, kiss the flesh. Alright, and then let's turn on this stone.
Whew.
All right. I think the base ring just needs to be blue, and then we're out of here.
Awesome. Yeah, I just finished Joker's base. I
Nice.
decided to go with the leftover white to match his face.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Definitely not what I would have gone with. I think you made the right call. It's the most tedious part, but also the most mindless. Just a couple of touch-ups to the base. And could it be? I think that'll do it. I'm way off camera. Wow, look at me go.
Looking good.
Yeah, I'm decently satisfied with him. He's my favorite X-Man, and he looks like my favorite X-Man. So, not going to complain. And his eyes do glow. I did put the fluorescent paint in there.
Awesome.
So, and then just for posterity's sake, I guess we'll swap out the head one last time. Just show what that looks like. I didn't do quite as good a job on that head because I don't care about it. It just looks so super generic. So we'll have him on display with the correct head. Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out tonight. This has been a good time as always. Cut back to face cam. There we go. Don't forget, Broody and I are both available for miniatures commissions. Our pricing structure is down below, and hit us up here on Twitch. Another letdown. Just send us a message, and we will happily talk to you about that. You can also get to us on Twitter and other socials, I guess. I will be back on the channel on Wednesday playing God of War. Can't wait. Very exciting. And then we'll be back with this. Fingers crossed. I think we have Adam next week. I think.
I was gonna say next week I'm out of town.
Oh, okay. So we'll do. I will do something on Saturday. If Adam's available, I will paint. If not, I will probably just play. I'll probably play Mass Effect because I'd like to put a ribbon on Mass Effect 2 at some point. So yeah, we'll be here. We'll be doing stuff Wednesday, Friday, Saturday next week. Broody, always a pleasure hanging out with you, man. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye.